Hello, we're very pleased to offer you this recording of Preparing Children for Reunion. This is an exciting time for everyone as you see the end of the deployment in sight. Today we're going to be providing you with information based on years of families' experiences with deployment. After the workshop, please send us an email and we will send you additional information and resources. We encourage everyone's participating in this workshop today to take the material being presented and adapt it into your own lives and needs. Because you are the parent, everything you do is the right way for you. You will see throughout the recording that there will be some red marks, and these red marks are points that came up during the live session. We'd like you now to meet your Deployment Family Support Coordinator, Natasha DeCoste. And my voice is Margaret McKenzie, and I am going to be recording the session for you today. We encourage you to reach out to Natasha DeCoste and the entire Deployment Family Support team at the Halifax and Region MFRC by either emailing natasha.decoste@forces.gc.ca or calling the MFRC directly. Let's get started. So before we get started, I want to ensure that you are in the right place if you want to develop a better understanding of the parent deployment cycle, if you want to learn more about resilience, if you want to learn strategies, tools, and approaches to help your children manage the reunion and the reintegration. Just remember, if you have specific questions about your children, we're happy to discuss them individually. Simply, if you email us, we'll get back to you for sure. Now we would like to hear from you. If you feel that you require more assistance, please reach out to the resources that we give you at the end of the session, or give Natasha or your deployment support team a call anytime to refer you to further assistance. So one of the questions we had at the very beginning was, has your child experienced deployment before? And what is happening for your child right now as you prepare for reunion? Throughout this recording, we're going to give you many different questions for you to ask your spouse and your children so that you can prepare for the reunion. Are they excited, unfocused, worried, unsure? We asked some of the people that joined the session to let us know their thoughts. And we heard that the 18-month-old kept asking for dad, and the frequent interval training comes and goes is really hard on our 6- and 8-year-olds. So be sure to ask your children, how are they feeling right now today? So one way to check in with our children and ourselves actually is to use a visual reference. So the picture you see here is called the Mental Health Continuum Model. It's part of the Road to Mental Readiness program, and it is used for mental health self-awareness. Have you seen this model before? This continuum is intended to be a tool to better understand mental health check-in and where you are at any given time. We like to think about mental health as a color-coded continuum, like you see in the picture here. Being green or healthy means you're calm and ready to go. But as human beings, we fluctuate. A person will not be green all the time, so sometimes you range into the yellow when dealing with normal stressors. Being in the yellow is normal, but staying in the yellow for prolonged periods of time can affect your physical, mental, and spiritual health, and can be a factor of getting into the orange. Using strategies to get back to the green is a great way to maintain wellness. Remember, my normal will be different from your normal. If you find yourself or your children in the orange or the red, you may need to reach out for support to get back to the green. We will go over some supports and some resources for getting back to the green towards the end of the workshop. It is important to remember that reunion can be stressful and exciting all at the same time for family members. So check in regularly, know yourself and when it's time to ask for help. And remember, it is a strength to ask for help. The Mental Health Continuum visual helps adults to check in with themselves. Here's a great tool that parents can use, the Stress Stoplight, with their children in similar ways. This tool can be used with children as young as 3 years old to help the whole family use similar language to describe how they're feeling. I'm feeling green today. Things are going well, and I'm feeling red today. I need to change something to feel better. Some families have made pictures of a stoplight together and put it on the fridge, on a door frame, so children can point to indicate how they're feeling. It was discussed that sometimes you can even use felt and Velcro so that children can hold their feelings. This is very similar to the mental health continuum. The red zone is when children are under too much stress or feeling upset or overwhelmed. The yellow is when children are ready to make a change, so they move to the green to feel better. And the green means go. Children are feeling good, playing better, thinking clearer, and more comfortable. We all want to help our children get to the green. Remember, the goal is not a stress-free life. It's about stressing better. And learning strategies to help you move toward green are a great part of this. Some of those strategies include self-care, which is very important. Can you see yourself using these tools in the future? I love this slide because recalculating is, if military life came with a GPS, all it would say is recalculating. So change is the only constant, and it is always a strength, always, always a strength to ask for help. We know that families generally adapt successfully to deployment. How do they do this? Well, it requires resilience, the ability to bounce back and manage life's challenges and changes. As parents, you play a major role in helping your children learn to do this. They will model you. Children don't have the lived experience and skills that adults do to manage life, so they look to you and how you manage your own stress and emotions to learn how to manage theirs. Being aware of your own emotions and that of the other parent can help you understand how your children experience change and how you can support one another. You won't do this well all the time. We all have our moments. We're human, that's okay. But coaching children to keep things in perspective and helping them understand that change is a normal part of life will help them get through tough times and move forward. So the following strategies that we're going to share today provide ideas of how you can strengthen and build resiliency in your families. Children can learn to relieve stress and find ways to correspond to challenging situations. By learning to cope with life's ups and downs, children develop healthy strategies which help them adapt, be resourceful, and become resilient. That is the main goal, resiliency. So the parenting cycle of deployment has a number of phases, and how people react to separations can be highly individual. There is no right way to do it. Everybody is different, everybody is right. However, many military families describe common emotions and experience, which can be summarized in the parenting cycle of deployment. The purpose of the parenting cycle of deployment is to give you an idea of the range of reactions and particularly stressful points during deployment, so you can be aware of each family member's feelings and needs. Plus, it's always nice to see what you are experiencing is quote-unquote normal or common, whatever normal is. So preparing for reunion is filled with excitement and some apprehension. All members of the family will have hopes and expectations about homecoming. These thoughts can be times idealistic, so the reality of the situation needs to be placed into perspective. Emotionally, preparing for reunion allows you to think about the challenges and discuss plans with children and loved ones. The parenting cycle of deployment is divided into 3 stages. Many of you are coming up to the end of phase 2 and getting ready for phase 3, the anticipation of homecoming. This stage is usually filled with a little bit of everything: joy, excitement, nervousness. Older children and teenagers may feel the rules will change and newly won freedoms may be lost. Some may be confused and uncertain and play a parent against the other. Small children may have difficulty remembering what it was like to be around their deployed parent. A deployed parent may be wondering how they will be accepted or needed by their families and whether young children will remember them. The at-home parent may be anxious about how their partner may feel about any changes made during their absence. Any of this sound familiar? So we're going to go into a little more detail on phase 3 after deployment, the homecoming and reintegration. This takes time. Early days after the homecoming, this is the stage where you begin to get the sense of being back together as a family. Although children may still react emotionally or have concerns that the parent may leave again, it's likely that you are enjoying more warmth, closeness, and cuddles. The deployed parent may be tired and have some difficulty adjusting to the change in their environment. The at-home parent may have a sense of loss of freedom or independence, having this to be accountable to another parent. This is where renegotiating parenting rules begins. So tension is normal. So is the expectation that everything will be perfect when they return, and it may not be. Feeling unsettled is as common as well as sense that things are changing and that renegotiation needs to happen. And there's a phenomenal, really funny video that Esquimalt MFRC has produced with reference to the homecoming. It really highlights the expectation and the reality. So we'll send that to you if you ask us. Just send us an email at natasha.decoste@forces.gc.ca and we'll get that out to you with the after session email. Okay, so phase 3, after deployment. So it's important to know that a sense of normalcy should return after about 6 to 10 weeks of the reunion. If it takes longer to get back into a routine, please reach out for help. And remember, it is a strength to reach out for help. So the stabilization, at this stage, a sense of normality is felt and family members are learning to be more relaxed and comfortable with each other again. There are more equal expectations from both parents, more understanding and acceptance of rules and boundaries, although older children and teenagers may continue to test these normal part of their development. Yeah, if mom says no, they'll go to dad. For couples, investing in your own relationship and communication is one of the most helpful things you can do for your family. Go on a date night. Try to continue to spend one-on-one time with each child doing something they enjoy as well. Think about your family traditions and ways you can strengthen the bonds between you while you are together. Schedule a regular family time to have a movie night, play games, or have a meal together. But also schedule time for just you and your partner so that you can enjoy. Children are often unpredictable in their reactions. While you might expect children to welcome the deployed parent back with open arms, it is not uncommon for them to act unpredictably. How they're reacted to homecoming as a toddler might be completely different from how a preschooler or a teen will react. We're going to go through the list for you. Be patient while they take the time to adjust to the new normal. Remember that no two children are exactly the same, and your challenge as a parent is to know and work with your individual child as their emotional needs. Just as there are no perfect parents, there are no perfect children. Children are all at various developmental ages and stages. How they operate in the world is different. Some children are outgoing, others are cautious. Some children thrive in new environments and situations. Some have big feelings that they express freely, while others keep their feelings more to themselves. There is no right or wrong. What children need is the opportunity to be themselves. Your children always grow and change, but as a parent, you are constant in this journey. Think about how you can use what you already know about your child to prepare and support them during this homecoming. What do you know right now about your child that will help you prepare them for this reunion? These are the types of questions that you need to be thinking about. And talk to your friend or your spouse about it. For example, does your child need time to prepare for transition? Do they work well in crowds? Let's take a look at how children at different ages and stages might react to the reunion of your military spouse, your loved one. I love this picture. All right, so for your infant, homecoming means big changes. Sometimes they haven't even met the parents yet. There is someone new at home to get to know. The adult they depended on all those months is likely to be a little bit preoccupied and excited, and they're going to sense that excitement. Familiar routines are probably changing. They may need your reassurance at a time when you're feeling in need of a hug yourself. Most babies go through stages in which they can be fearful of new people, including family members they haven't seen for a while. This is especially true around 7 to 9 months of age. So some behaviors you may see from your infant might not recognize them from the parent. They may cling to the at-home parent, and they may react to changes in routines. Here's some tips of what you and the returning parent can do. Relax and take the time to reacquaint. Play with the baby while the at-home parent holds the baby, so that you're sitting reading a book together, maybe, all three of you, and participate in the daily routines. It's important to let the infant decide when it's okay to be near to the parent who's returning. And routine is key. Okay, so for ages and stages of toddlers, some of the things that we found during the session was let your child guide the physical closeness. It may revert to having bathroom accidents. Be patient, because in a world of change, this is the only part that your child can control. So young children are still developing the ability to learn, to remember. Many toddlers are able to hold a picture of their loved ones in their minds. However, stress and tension, often part of homecoming, can make it difficult to recall these memories. Children also differ in how easily they adapt to new people and situations. It is easier for some than for others. For some, it takes a very long time. So let your child know what is going to happen a day or two before. This way, you give them a sense of comfort that comes with knowing what to expect, and you will avoid disappointment and confusion if homecoming is delayed. Some behaviors you may see from your toddler: be quiet and reserved, or be unable to focus on activities, or not recognize the returning parent. They may cry and have temper tantrums. They may have problems with toilet training, like we said. Here are some tips. So what you and the returning parent can do is wait for the physical closeness. Be patient. Give them space and time. Sit close to your partner and with the child in the middle. Let your child take the lead in play. Be gentle and fun. These are all great tips, and we can send you more in the after-session email. From toddlers, we're moving to preschoolers and some of the characteristics that you will see. Preschoolers may not really understand what is happening until the homecoming is about to happen. Behavior may become more erratic as they sense change is coming. There may be a tendency to default to the primary caregiver for extra cuddles and reassurance. Some behaviors you may see from the preschooler is that they may need time to warm up to the returning loved one. They may be energetic or exhausted. They may worry about the parent leaving again, and they may test your limits, and they may act out to get attention. Again, what you can do, it's all about taking your time and having patience for all the sessions. What you can do is take your time, accept their feelings, listen and reassure them. This would be a great time to use a stoplight so that your child can express their feelings. Play games like hide and seek and encourage social skills. This hide and seek is particularly a great way to have fun as family in a low pressure way, and also allows the child to practice finding one another and reassures that they are still there. Encourage social skills, taking turns, using manners. So I want you to think about this. What tip is the most useful to your family so far? We would love to hear. If you wanted to send us some of the strategies that we haven't mentioned here, please send us an email and we'll be sure to include it in the next one. Okay, we're now going to take a look at school-age children. So one important factor with reference to school-age children is to make sure to let your child know that a parent is returning, or as they may see changes in your child and share those with you. So if you communicate openly that your loved one is on deployment or they're returning, the teacher then will be aware of changes and more likely to be able to share as they come up. So school-age children will often carry on as normal until close to the reunion and may communicate any worries through unpredictable behavior. So watch for unpredictable behavior. Remember that children will also experience confusing, unsure feelings, worry, fear, guilt, anger, as well as excitement, happiness, and relief as they anticipate the reunion. You can help your children express their feelings by drawing pictures, writing stories, making up songs, play acting, spending time with them. Some behaviors you may see from your school ager is to be very excited. Wonder if they lived up to the parents' expectations. Talk non-stop to get reacquainted. Feel very proud of the returning parent. Tendency to default to the primary caregiver for decisions with confusion about which parent to ask for which things. Seeking attention in both positive and less constructive ways. Testing to see if both parents will have a united front, playing one off the other. If they don't like the answer from one parent, they may go to the other. Human nature. What you and the returning parent can do is listen to their stories, review their pictures and schoolwork, praise the accomplishments, keep it positive, communicate with other parents about rules and expectations. Allow time for expectation, emotional reconnection. If children are a little wary to begin with, this can be upsetting, but it will resolve itself. Spend time with each child individually, doing an active activity of your child's choice. One other comment that came up was to limit screen time, not only for your children, but for the parents as well. To increase communication. With the entire family. So limit screen time not only for your children, but for parents as well, to increase communication for the entire family. Now, if you have teenagers and you're expecting a loved one home from deployment, teenagers may or may not want to be involved in preparations for the homecoming. They may appear distant and not bothered about it and continue focusing on their friendships. Some behaviors you may see from your teen is excited about the return of the parent, concerned about living up to expectations, wonder about the rules and their responsibilities with the return. The teen may even be worried about a reaction to something that they did or didn't do while they were away. What you and your returning parent can do is share experiences about the months away, respect teens' privacy and friends, encourage teens to share what has happened to them while the parent was gone. Find out about their interests and use those as a springboard to talk. Ask for their advice about music and technology. Watch their favorite YouTube channel with them. Give them a bit of space and allow them to continue with their normal activities. Use time in the car or out for a walk to strike up a conversation. It feels less intimidating for teens than one-on-one, involving eye contact. Recognizing that the early days tend to be emotionally challenging with changes causing friction in classes, this is normal. It's not a reflection of the quality of the relationships or an indication of how things will be in the future. Explain to children in an age-appropriate way what will happen. Amid the excitement, try to resist the urge to build up the homecoming into a massive deal. This increases the pressure of expectation of things that need to be perfect and can add to the stress. So please take note. Today, what are you seeing in your child's behavior in any age? And if you'd like more information, please send us an email and we will send you more detailed information. I love this picture as well. No matter the age of your child needs you to go slowly, to follow their lead, to be flexible, to be patient, and to love them unconditionally. What would you add to this list of reunion? Homecoming cannot be hurried. Feeling connected again can take time and isn't always easy. No matter how much you love that person, no matter your age, you can support your child when you all spend time together, work together to parent, communicate, talk about your approach to discipline, and are aware of rising tensions. Follow your child's lead. Is your child smiling? Look at the returning parent in the eye. Reaching his arms out, he may be telling you he's ready to be picked up by the returning parent. Is she looking away, clinging to the parent who has been home with him? Is she telling you he needs some space and time? As a mother of a toddler says to returning home, let your child set the pace of reconciliation, even though it might be killing the member inside. Adjust your celebration to fit your child. Are they easily overwhelmed in a crowd? Consider dinner at home and hanging out. If they need routine, keep them at school and have them come home to dad or mom. Are they tired and cranky? Maybe they need a nap before family members arrive. Keep things simple. This is not the day to try out a fancy new recipe or worry about your child's pants are torn. The most important thing is focus on being together. So think about it. What would you add to this list? And if you think of something, please let us know so we can add it to the next session to continually improve. And remember, use the mental health continuum, the children's version or the adult's version, to keep a check on how you're feeling. All right, as a family, it's important to communicate, talk, listen, and share feelings. Those car rides are a phenomenal way to have your children express to you how they're really feeling. Support one another, move. Physical activity is so key. Go for a walk with the dog. Speaking of which, your dog may have some interesting trials as well. So be prepared for that. And remember to breathe. Practice family decision making. Have a family meeting. Go out together for a picnic if it's nice, or tobogganing. Eat, play, celebrate traditions and rituals, and remember to rest. You have been on hyper ever since your partner has left, and your partner has been on hyperdrive. So you're both going to be very tired. It's important during these busy times to rest and to realize that you have gone through a big change. Remember to breathe and stay active together to work through all the feelings and stressors. When we're experiencing a great deal of change and fluctuation in our lives, such as reunion, we might notice that our bodies react. The mind and body, of course, are interconnected. When the body is relaxed, the mind can slow down. When the mind is calm, the body can relax. Adults can teach children how the mind and body are connected by providing opportunities for movement, stretching, and action. Learning ways to relax helps children feel better and less tense. Breathing is a great tool, and there's many apps that will teach you about breathing. Just take the time. There's so many apps that can provide breathing exercises, and Mind Masters and Stop and Think and Breathe are two examples. Breathing and movement strategies are appropriate for all ages and stages. Remember to breathe. So we've been talking about homecoming can be a time for joy for children, but adjusting for this major change in family dynamics can also prove to be difficult and confusing. We can help children prepare for a reunion by getting them to think about the changes that have occurred during the deployment, giving them the opportunity to prepare for adjustments and renegotiations. So have conversations with your children. Ask them these great questions. Here's some questions to think about. How have you changed since mom and dad has been away? How has your family changed? What do we do differently since mom and dad has been away? How has dad or mom changed while he or she has been away? What do you think the loved one has been doing? These are all great conversation starters to encourage communication and open dialogue. These questions are intended to spark conversation on how things may have changed while the deployed parent was away. If you do this before they come home, then they're thinking about it, and then they have some answers for when the deployed parent comes home. Imagination is another powerful tool to help children adapt to change. Here's some more great questions to think about. How can we help mom or dad fit into the family again? Giving mom or dad quiet time, maybe, explaining how things have changed, routines, chores, maybe now you're the one that does the mowing of the lawn. How do you feel about dad or mom coming home? Maybe feeling nervous, excited, maybe worried because you did something and you think you're going to get in trouble, or you didn't do something and you think you may get in trouble. All these are normal. It's important to communicate these questions now, so that you're aware of any issues that may be coming up. How do you think mom and dad feels about coming home? What was dad's mom life has been a bit different since he or she's been away. Do you think dad or mom will take time to adjust to our family again? What can we do to make dad or mom feel welcome and comfortable when he or she comes home? Take a few moments. Have you had any of these types of conversations with your children yet? How do you see yourselves doing so? Let's share your own great questions on our new slide. So this is where we actually practice explaining or asking these questions in the classroom. So we encourage you to practice at home so that you can get a list of all these great ideas. These are excellent questions to think about. So what other points to consider? The deployed person may be tired. It's very possible that they've been working 24/7 and been on alert the whole time. It is likely that everyone is going to be tired, mentally and physically. Be mindful of that when planning a reunion and the days following. It takes time for you and your loved one to relax again. Take time for yourself occasionally. Let your spouse enjoy the joys and frustrations of parenting solo. Stick with your routines. If you went for coffee with your girlfriend every week on the deployment, keep doing that. Or if, as Kim Mills said, she had a Sunday dinners, keep doing that as well and include your returning loved one. Try to stay realistic and forgive yourself and others when you stumble some. What does Brene Brown's quote, "The magic is in the mess," mean to you? Some of the people said to get messy, make memories, and splash in that mud puddle because memories are more important than a clean house. So we're coming to the end of the recording. It is a strength to ask for help. Please remember to know your zones. The Military Family Resource Center is an excellent resource for you and your family. Natasha DeCoste, here's her email address, and you can call anybody in the deployment support team at 427-7788. Strongest Families Military Institute is a phenomenal session. If you send us an email, we'll send you the recording with more information. It is free to Canadian military families with children from 3 to 17 years old, and it helps with bedwetting, anxiety, and discipline issues over the phone from the comfort of your home phone, so at a convenient time. It's a phenomenal resource. I have used this resource many times and highly, highly recommend it. Connect with your minister or spiritual advisor. Sometimes they have information that gives you peace. Connect with your coach and mentor and teacher. Remember that the teacher may be spending more time with your child, so they may see things. Let them know that there's a parent that's deployed and returning shortly, and to express any changes they see in your child because they know your child, they're part of the support team. Members of Strength to Ask for Help, CF Member Assistance Plan, and Family Information Line both offer great short-term counseling and referral to other sections as needed. Remember, it takes about 6 to 10 weeks to get reacquainted, readapted into the family. If it should take longer than that, and you're finding yourself more in the orange and red zones, please reach out to one of these many resources. And you can send an email to Natasha or give us a call at 902-427-7788, and we are happy to refer you or to support you and to share with you all the different programs that we have. At the MFRC, Military Family Resource Center, we encourage families to reach out for support if they have a concern and know that these resources are here for you. If you'd like the after-session email, please send Natasha an email and she will send you the after-session email with all the resources. Just be you. This is a real family coming home from deployment, and the wolf pack is complete. So as a wrap up for today, we want to encourage you to remember the wonder of the everyday. Taking time to just be. Enjoy telling a story, laughing, feeling the sun on your face as you take a walk. Play itsy-wincy spiders with your fingers. Watch your children play hockey or paint. Drink a coffee. Stare at the stars. Play at a playground. Dance underneath the stars, too. All of these give you a chance for your family to enjoy being together and to reconnect. We've come to the end of our session. Thank you so much for listening to this recording. We have discussed a lot of information. The reunion phase is filled with much excitement and some worry. But what we know is that military families can be extremely resilient, and all phases of deployment can provide many opportunities for growth for everyone. We wish you all the best on this journey, and please note these are some of the things that people learn during the session, that there will be get messy to make memories. I like the felt stoplight so the child can feel the emotion. Explain the routine and keep the routine as well. Communication is key. It may take time for my loved one to connect with their child, and that is okay. That is perfectly normal. The kids may have plans for dad, and dad may not have the energy, and that is totally normal as well. Remember, it is a strength to ask for help and know your zone and know the zone that your child is in. Thank you so much for listening, and we look forward to you to share this resource or to reach out to us anytime, natasha.decoste@forces.gc.ca, or give us a call at 902-427-7788. You have an entire deployment support team at the Military Family Resource Center, Halifax and Region, waiting for you. Thank you.